What do you do when you're in a mess, but you know it's of your own doing? Do you blame others? Do you make excuses? Do you own up and come clean? I remember years ago breaking an ornament when I was a kid in my parents' house. Having that dilemma, do I just sweep it up and hope nobody notices? Or do I confess? In the end, the guilt got to me and I went to my parents. Turns out it wasn't of any financial value or sentimental value. It's just one of those things. But what do? Temptation can be when we know we've made a mess, just to hide away. In our Bible story, the teacher we've been looking at, we're thinking of the book of Jonah. And Jonah ends up in a mess, doesn't he? He runs away from God and ends up in the storm, but he realizes it's his fault. The sailors come to that conclusion as they toss him overboard. And finally, as he ends up in the belly of the fish, he prays to God. He remembers God. He's got nowhere to run to. I found some footage of a very young looking minister talking about this. Here's what he had to say. And inside the smelly, dark belly of this thing, Jonah prays. When my life was ebbing away, it says in the book of Jonah, I remembered you, Lord. And he goes on to say, salvation comes from the Lord. Jonah did what we often do when we're in trouble. He prayed. Even though the trouble was his own doing, he prayed. Sometimes when we're in trouble, we do what Adam and Eve did. We hide. But the best thing we can do, even if we've made the situation ourselves, is to come to God and pray. To admit we've gone wrong and to seek Him. God is faithful. Jonah says this, those who cling to worthless idols forfeit the grace that could be theirs. God offers grace to us. He doesn't treat us as we deserve. So while the first thing Jonah did was run away, the second thing he did, after the mess, after he'd been thrown in and swallowed by the fish, was to pray. What about us? Will we come to God in prayer? So whatever situation we're in, maybe we're doing really well today, maybe we feel like we're in a mess. May we be those who go to God, who don't try and hide, who cry out to God, who acknowledge that salvation comes from Him. He is our only hope. This is our Midweek Thought. We're back on this channel on Sunday for worship. If you have questions, we'd love to hear from you. God bless, keep in touch, and take care.